Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Hammond, and today I'm going to show you something I'm very excited about. The SORA app that now we have in Dearborn Public Schools, and you are going to have access to so many different ebooks that are just like choosing or reading a book that you take from the library, but instead it's on the computer. So that's why it's called an ebook. It's E for electronic. I'm going to show you how to access that today, how to read the books from there, how to place holds if you need to, and so much more. First, how do you get there? You are going to go to your student resources, where you always go anyways in your student portal. And while I'm taking you here, when you get the waffle here, a lot of times we see it, the 3, 6, the 9 dots. If you click on that and if you scroll down, you'll also see SORA over there where it says your Gmail and your email and the drive. If you scroll down, you'll also see it there, but I just want to show it to you from the student portal because I feel like right now that is a great place to start and I don't want to confuse you. So I'm at the student portal, and under useful links, you're going to scroll down. It's the last one, so that makes it nice and easy to find at least. SORA Online eBooks. Now, Miss Hammond is already logged in here. I tried my best to log myself out so that I can log in as a student, but was really giving me a hard time. So I'm going to show you the steps that I took when I first started doing this. I took some pictures when I went on to my son's account. So before I do that though, I just want to get ready. Okay. So before you get all this beautiful stuff that we're going to look at in a second here, after you click on it, especially, because it's your first time logging into SORA, this is what's going to come up. It's going to tell you to sign into your school. Sign into your school. Now, if you go to McCullough or Eunice or wherever, Hague, you're not going to find the name of your school. So what are you going to see? Let me show you. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see Dearborn Public School District. That is what you're going to click on. Dearborn Public School District. The other ones are different districts, schools. Some of them are schools, but ours is Dearborn Public Schools. So you're going to click on that and then you're done, okay? And then it recognizes who you are because you are logging in with your student ID number when you get into your computer. So after you click Dearborn Public Schools, you don't have to log in with anything else. It already knows it is you. So now Miss Hammond's going to explore. There are so many different ways you can look at books in SORA. There are collections. I'm going to scroll down. So, this month in February, if your teachers haven't mentioned it yet, they probably will. It's Black History Month, where we recognize so many amazing leaders and people of color that have made a difference, and authors. Walter Dean Myers, for example, is one of my favorite authors. I actually recommend that book in the library a lot, Monster. You can search, it says popular subjects or genre, okay? There are so many fantasy, historical fiction, humor, and comic and graphic books, which I know that so many of you really love. And I'm going to scroll down some more. Now, if you're an elementary student, yours is going to look different than a middle schooler or a high school student. You'll have different books to choose from, but you all get this huge, wide variety. I promise you, you're going to be very pleased. Ms. Hammond I'm going to do this. I'm going to search through subject and I'm going to click comic and graphic novels or graphic books. Oh, I already see something that I know so many of my girls that come into the library are always super interested in. The new Babysitters Club, baby's little little sister. That looks really cute. Okay, and Cat Kid comic club book. I just ordered that for our library, by the way, so that's exciting. That's coming in to our regular library. I am going to, while I'm skimming through these, I notice a lot that's happening right now. I see a lot of place hold, or at least there was some more up here. Place hold, and I'll show you what that means in a second here. That means that book is not available right now. So when you place a hold, you will be on a list where you can eventually read that book. So I know it may sound weird that if you're like, wait, Miss Hammett, hold on. These are books that are online. What do you mean I have to place a hold? Am I going to have to go pick that book up? No. That book will show up in your Sora account that it's available and you can read it. And I believe you have 2 weeks. Now you can always renew it. Um, but if there's someone else that's also on hold, then you have to wait because sometimes there's going to be a waiting list. Now, I don't. I recommend. Let me tell you what I do not recommend. I do not recommend getting too excited and saying, "Oh my goodness, I really, really want to read Peter and Ernesto, and I'm going to place a hold, and I'm just going to wait." As opposed to reading anything right now, place your holds, but at the same time too, make sure you borrow a book. So let's borrow a book because that means in the meantime, while you're waiting for that hold, that you have that option to read it, you have reading something in the meantime. Let me see here, Miss Hammond. Okay, this is definitely a book that I highly recommend middle schoolers and high schoolers. You definitely, To Kill a Mockingbird, one of definitely a true classic. The movie that goes along with it's black and white. Hey, it's a great movie. Awesome read. So I'm going to click borrow. Oh, actually, before I click borrow, I want to show you this. I can read a sample of the book, meaning that maybe I'm not sure if I want to check this book out or not. I want to look at it a little bit to see if I'm interested. So let me do that. And why is it doing this right now? Oh, there you go. I am trying to flip. Oh, there you go. See, it's going to take us a minute to get comfortable with it. Oh, I see. Let me see. Oh, okay, cool. So you get to drag here and you get to see, um, and then you get to see the different pages. Okay, interesting. See, I'm learning something new as well. Oh, I just realized that I chose, remember I said I chose the graphic novel books because I'm looking at this and I'm like, why is it like this? Okay, the classic read is actually a novel and it's not but this is a story in a graphic novel format, so of course the writing and dialogue is different, but here you go. Okay, so I'm looking at this right now, and if I'm interested in it, I can place it, I can borrow it, and if I'm not interested in it, then that's great too. Now I know I don't want to borrow it, but let's say that I was interested. I'm going to click borrow. And now I'm almost all set. Now I have this book for the next 2 weeks. And I believe it's two. If Miss Hammond is wrong, it's possibly three, but I'm almost like 99% sure we have these up till 2 weeks. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I am checking out a book that is 300 pages long, how do you expect me to finish that in 2 weeks? Well, you may not, okay, but that is the reality of ebooks and how they work. So what you're going to have to do is just be patient, and hopefully when you're done reading it, there's a strong possibility that no one else has it on hold anyways, so you can just recheck it out again. And if they do have it, if someone was on a waiting list and they have it on hold and they snatched it next, you're just going to have to wait. Okay, but that's all right because then you can read something else in the meantime. Now the reason why it says open book is because um, I already I already borrowed it. So now I can go back and open it anytime. Now it says in due in 13 days, so I was right. Okay. It's you have 2 weeks to read the book. Now I'm gonna click on options. I just want to show you the different types of features you can do. Remember, when you click options, this is where you can renew the book, but I cannot renew it right now because I still have it. Now, I don't want to, just because Miss Hammond is showing you an example, I don't want to have to hold this book because I'm not going to read it. I'm going to be honest. I was just doing as an example. I'm going to return it. So I'm going to click return and then bam. Now it's back on the shelf and somebody else can borrow it. So if you're reading a book and you're not enjoying it or you are done with it, you finish it very soon, you should return it. Okay, so give somebody else a chance to read it, and just like you would appreciate it if they we did that for you as well. Okay, so what else do I want to show you? There is so much to show you, so I don't want to overwhelm you. Okay. um I am just thinking while I'm clicking. Okay, general settings. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, boys and girls. I'm just, like I said, I don't want to overwhelm you. So I'm just looking for the things that I want to share with you that, yes, okay, this is important. Let me go to my shelf. I knew there was something there. Okay. When I go to my library shelf, these are the books that I have checked out. I don't know why this book is here right now. Maybe I used it as an example. I probably did, and I have it over here. Um, Options. Yes, I do. I have that book, so I'm going to return it. Must have been playing around with it, and I forgot that I did that. So, on my shelf, you don't have to always go to explore because if I check out a book and I don't want to have to go dig through it all over again to click open, I go to my shelf, and these are the books that I have ready for me. If I go back home, it tells me, I don't know if your teachers are going to give you assignments through SORA. I really doubt it. So don't worry about this right now. No book loans. You don't have any books loaned from your school library. So I have no books out right now. Explore. Remember, you're going through the subjects, and you can even search for a book. Now, just because you search for a book doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be there. I'm going to search for Matilda. I love the book and the movie Matilda. Let's see if they have it. They may or may not. And they do not. Okay. So there's a ton of hundreds, maybe thousands of amazing books on here. Does not necessarily mean that every single book in the world is available on Sora. There is something else right now. We're very excited about this, but I didn't want to wait to send this video, and because I don't know if this is going to take another week or 2 weeks or a month. Dearborn Public Library, they're also going to have their books connected on Sora 2. So now we're going to have even more choices and more books to choose from. And with Sora, you have 2 weeks of having the book. And I believe in Dearborn Public Library, when I make my next video or when I make that announcement, I'll let you know. I believe it's 3 weeks. So, for example, see Matilda that I just looked up right now? I know for a fact that Matilda is available at, like, for example, the Henry Ford Centennial Library. So I could have read Matilda had we had been connected. We are going to add that. We are working on getting the Dearborn Public Library connected to Sora. So now you're going to have even more choices and more books to choose from, which is always an awesome thing. So hopefully that gave you just a nice preview where you can start using this and you understand the concept of. Remember, it's very important if you're placing a book on hold. I just want to say this one more time. Please read a book in the meantime. If you're not enjoying a book or you're done with it, Remember, please click return so other people can get a chance to read it. If you have any questions, you can always email Miss Hamid. It's hamida@dearbornschools.org. Of course, you can ask your teachers as well, but you can always come to me first, especially with something like this, because this is new for everybody. Okay? Hopefully, this was helpful. And always, as always, let me know if you need anything else or have any other questions.